A very good evening, Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And I'm back so that we talk about important matters happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. And I'm going to be quick, I'm going to be brief right here. What we need to note is that signs are there. 2017 signs are there. We have seen Walter Mzembi going to the United Kingdom, where he is engaging in a diplomatic talks. He met with the ambassador to United Kingdom ambassador to Zimbabwe, Peter Vows. So he says, Ambassador Peter Vows, diplomat par excellence, rooted in cultural diplomacy. His skills in folklore and soft diplomacy have been a marvel to in our country. So he was actually talking after having several meetings with the United Kingdom ambassador to Zimbabwe, Peter Vows, in the UK. So when you look at it, he wrote something which is very, very critical and very important right here, which is a guideline. He says, diplomatic teas, great talking to British ambassador to Zimbabwe, Peter Vows, in London today. So he didn't end there. He went on to some of the issues which he spoke about, which are very, very important. And he spoke about Zimbabwe being readmitted into the Commonwealth as part of some of the things which he is talking about clearly right there. So what is very, very important is to note that Walter Mzembi is very, very instrumental which in whatever which is happening at this point in time. He met several people, very, very important people in the United Kingdom. He managed to meet them right there. And then it brings us to this whole issue. What is really happening in Zimbabwe? So if we look at everything which is happening, we can agree on one thing, that there is a shift which is happening right there. He wrote and said diplomacy continued. House of Lords with Lord Howell, President, all-party parliamentary group on Commonwealth and Center for Commonwealth Affairs, which means there is an engagement which is already happening for probably for in the preparation of a transition which is possible to happen in the nation of Zimbabwe. What it means is if a new government comes in, they are not going to start from zero. They will be starting from somewhere. So this is very, very important, and this is very, very critical. And when we look at the events which have happened in the past few months, weeks, and days or hours, you can actually see that VP Chiwenga boycotted a very important event here, ZANU-PF Yaitikanas, which was dubbed the presidential youth what. He was nowhere to be found, not even close to that thing. But he was denigrated in that whole meeting, and the Youth League declared war on Comrade Geza and probably the people who are backing him. Then when you look at it, Comrade Geza remains untouchable, but also remains in Zimbabwe, which means anybody who says whatever which Comrade Geza said remains in Zimbabwe and is untouchable. That person is not an easy target. That person is a very, very dangerous person, highly begged. The Police Commissioner General distanced himself from approving protests, which means he did the pilot thing right there. Then we have seen the youth leaders indirectly and others directly attacking VP Chiwenga. We have seen how the youth were singing during that event. Then ZANU-PF structure, they've refused to speak against Comrade Geza more. They are actually quiet. Key and critical people within ZANU-PF who are supposed to be speaking, they are quiet. We have not seen OPA talking about Comrade Geza. We have not seen officially ZANU-PF coming out to do a press conference following the last utterances of Comrade Geza. So Obet Mpofu is nowhere to be found. He's not even speaking. So he is one of the key people, is the Secretary General of ZANU-PF. So when you see those people quiet, then it becomes a very, very big problem. So when you look at it, there is also another thing which happened in Zimbabwe. There was a former president of Mozambique, Chisano, was in Zimbabwe and he met with President Emerson Mnangagwa at State House. This is the second time this year. The last time he came, he met also with President Nelson Chamisa. No one knows what they discussed. So he met President Mnangagwa first, went on to meet President Nelson Chamisa. No one knows the discussions. But when they came, they were pretending as if they are discussing something else, which does have something to do with debt restructuring for Zimbabwe, which I believe everything has been wrongly placed. Then when we look at it, another event which happened in the past few days is that South Africa military, top military officials and government officials are believed to have landed in Zimbabwe, and they met the government. So they came right here. We do not know if they managed to do anything different. Their jet was spotted right here in the nation of Zimbabwe. It was widely reported. And also, we have seen Mnangagwa issuing a deadly attack on Vice President Chiwenga. Probably, if you look at some of the issues which he raised, like the military will not make a move, South Africa must be involved. Look at what happened in Mozambique. It seems as if Mnangagwa was trying to send a message to the military, was trying to send a message to the people who might be protesting to say, South Africa will be involved. South Africa is going to defend Emerson Mnangagwa. There is something, that statement yakapiwa na Mnangagwa, ineza inoreva. There is a reason why it was published and it was brought to the people. It was deliberate. They knew what was happening, and it has happened. If Mnangagwa was not doing according to the instruction, we could have seen him being expelled from ZANU-PF. But because he did it for somebody, that is the reason why he has been protected. And also, we have seen in the past few weeks a presidential guard member who is believed to be a son of another general. Also, we have seen him being arrested. And the allegations are that he was transporting Mbanje for a drug kingpin, Anonzi Mamudu. And what happened is that Mamudu escaped from the whole thing, and this guy was then arrested and was lodged in Masvingo. And what happened is that Mamudu had to spend some days without being arrested, but he was at his home, only for the military intelligence to intervene and to arrest him, and they handed him over to CID. Something which has been questioned by a lot of people to say, okay, why is it that the CID didn't bother to go to his residence where he was found and arrested by the military police? That is something which has raised a lot of eyebrows to say, why is it that somebody who is from the presidential guard is involved in this whole issue? And others believe that it was made up because of some things. It's believed that young man maybe probably was getting information achiendesa somewhere kwanga achiendesa since ari mwana of one of the generals. That is speculation on that one, but it might be true. Then we have seen that there is a lot of criticism which is happening, but it's coming from the lower ranks. All the people at the top echelon of everything, they are quiet. And another issue is that we have seen critical people and very important people like war veteran Matibela being placed on the CIO watch list and has been prohibited from leaving Zimbabwe. What it means and what it tells is that whatever which is happening in Zimbabwe, guys, this is something which is very, very important. There is an explanation which is right here, which I need you to listen very, very carefully, because this person explained it better than I could do.
Mazemba, Maswera say, Dinonzi Dr. Comrade, Adamski German. Now, I want to make this very clear so that everybody understands. We are moving, and we are moving forward. Whatever the pace, we are moving. We are on the go. If you read between the lines, you will understand what's happening behind the scenes. Majority of people are backing Geza. Comrade Geza is the only person to take on Emerson head on. And we all realize this. The real people realize this, and we know what's happening. I'll give you a good example. We have one of our best diplomatic representatives to ever come out of Zimbabwe, Dr. Walter Mzembi, in the UK right now, who was once placed on the sanctions list. He is here now. He is talking with the UK ambassador, meeting him in London. This is just a tip of the iceberg. It's something that you need to understand, that Zimbabwe is at a very crucial point right now, and it needs unity, despite whatever political party you follow. We are at a tipping point within the country because Emerson Mnangagwa has done nothing for us or for you that are in the country, and we are seeking better means, and we are fighting the corrupt government of Emerson Mnangagwa. My comrades, the time is now. The time is now. We are moving, and we are moving, and we are moving, and we are moving, and we are moving. Don't be fooled by them trying to deter you from what is really happening. The truth of the matter is things are happening, and there's a lot of unity happening as well between fellow comrades, fellow people who are of the opposition, of the ruling or previous oppositions, and the time is now.
This is Comrade German. Comrade German right here is explaining what is happening in the UK, and I believe that he explained it better in terms of the movements which have been made by people like Walter Mzembi going to the United Kingdom. He is believed to be the person who is negotiating right there that if anything happens in Zimbabwe, it will need an international face or a diplomatic face internationally, and is playing that role. And we are being told that he was also negotiating in South Africa itself. We are being told that he was there giving a presentation of what might happen whatsoever, and has been in various places because he knows a lot of people. When he was a tourism minister, he met a lot of people. So whatever which is happening in Zimbabwe, I'm telling you, moves are being made in Zimbabwe. This regime is in panic, is running around. They are actually doing everything they can, but they can't stop whatever which is coming. So Emerson is in hot soup for what he did today. A lot of people, guys, he has confirmed what Comrade Geza has been saying for a very long time. He confirmed it when he actually came and presented something to the people on behalf of ZANU-PF, but using the presidential resources, something which has angered a lot of people right here in the nation of Zimbabwe. So this is what is happening in Zimbabwe. It's very, very interesting. And in conclusion, a lot is happening. Walter Mzembi is in the United Kingdom, where he is believed to be lobbying or to be making a very important move for a transition to happen in Zimbabwe. So it is what it is in Zimbabwe. I love you all. And tomorrow I will come with another detailed report so that we talk about what is really transpiring and what is really happening, looking at all possibilities. Thank you very much. Good night.